Okay, it's time for Transformation Tuesday. It's time for the Healthy Trinity Show. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy day after Valentine's Day. How was it, everybody? How did you do? Did you spoil your loved ones? Did you spoil yourself? Did you show yourself some love? I hope you did, because that's really what it's important, is loving ourselves. And if we don't love ourselves, how can we ever possibly imagine loving anybody else? So it's important for that. I spent the day trying to love on myself, doing the best I could. And I think for the most part, I did a pretty good job. I ended the night with my kiddos, snuggling on the couch, watching whatever they wanted to watch. So that was good. Okay, Healthy Trinity Show. As you come in, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. And as always, this is an interactive show. We are live, so if you have comments, questions, concerns, anything, let me know and I will put them up and we will answer them here. So today's guest is me. Yeah, I know, right? I'm so good at interviewing other people. Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. That sounded arrogant. I was arrogant. I'm always arrogant. No, I always interview other people and have them share their story and share their struggles and their triumphs and what they've overcome. But what about me? What about the guy behind the camera? What is he doing? What is his story? Some people know it, some people don't. And I'm here to tell it as authentically and as open as I can. I want everybody to know that I have a glass of water here that I will be periodically taking sips from. Because I'm thirsty, but also because this is going to be tough for me to share and be authentic with everybody. Leah asked, what was my why? I'm going to get into that for sure. It's difficult because there's a lot to my story. And my story is ever evolving. I feel like it's an ever evolving rebirth where we go through struggles and we go through victories. It's mountaintops and valleys. And it's the lessons that we take away from each of them and the pain that has been associated with it. So let me start with my transformation. All right, we've got Sabrina in Arizona. Hi, Sabrina. We've got Dina in Texas. Stephanie's out there in Virginia Beach, but it's cold. Well, I'm so sorry for you. I live in Southern California where it's warm all the time. Okay, so my story. Physical transformation. This is going to be the shortest part of it too. I found myself 40 years old. I found myself overweight. I found myself tired. I found myself cranky. I found myself not showing up. I don't know how many of you can relate to not showing up. If you can, let me know in the chat. Just raise your hand or whatever you got to do. But I wasn't showing up. I wasn't showing up for the people that were in my life, the people that counted on me the most. And, I knew about this program back from when I originally started to do this in 2012. My coach Jamil, who I had on here a month or so ago, I got on this program and ended up losing like 35 pounds, and that was amazing. And I had to do it for a certain date, right? It was coming up. It was my wedding, so had to do that. Lost the weight from July to November, like right after Thanksgiving. I was at the lightest I've ever been. I went from like 220 something to I go from like 228, I want to say it was to like 191. I don't know. Somebody do the math for me. I forget. Anyway, and that was great. That's good. Okay, cool. Lost some weight. Looked good for the wedding. And then around Thanksgiving, I stopped. But the wedding wasn't until June. So a lot of good that did, because by the time the wedding came around, I had already gained back like 20 pounds. As like the 35 or whatever I lost. So that didn't do me too good, because I only use this program as a diet, right? And I didn't even take it that seriously. I kind of did it. It's like the weekends were my off time for my diet, and I go hard 5 days a week, and then on the weekend, whatever. Well, even though I treated it like that, I still lost the weight. And that's a testament to this program and how it works. On the human body. You don't even have to really do it 100% to get results, but imagine what would have happened if I did do it 100% to get the results, if I was focused, if I did embrace the program as intended, which is a lifestyle change, which is incorporating good eating habits, which is incorporating good hydration, sleep habits, mindset, community. Imagine if I would have done that. But I didn't. So, got married, and then life started happening. And by the way, some of this is going to be really hard for me to talk about. And again, if I have this glass of water, it's because I need a little bit of a break from what I'm saying. Because to tell you the truth, guys, my heart is very heavy lately. It is very heavy because I'm being stretched. I'm being stretched and led to a breakthrough in my life. Not one that I really wanted, but one that I needed. And a lot of pain is associated with it. So anyway, life happened to me. Married, had kids, stress, job, bills. If you can relate to that happening, again, put it in the chat, let me know. But so along with that came the weight back. So then a couple of years ago, I found myself at 246 pounds. I found myself, here I am, I was 40 years old, and not happy with the life I had, because I wasn't showing up for the people that I had, the people that needed me the most. And I contacted my coach again and said, I need a change. I need to get going. And I want to take it seriously. And I want to be a coach. And I knew right from the beginning, I knew I wanted to be a coach. I knew I needed a change in my health. I needed a change in my mindset. And I've watched my coach go from being a brand new coach the first time he coached me to building an incredible life and legacy for himself and his family, to where they are happy, they are comfortable, they are continually growing and helping change people's lives. And that's what I wanted. I said, I see you, and I want that. I want that for myself. I want that for my kids. I want that for my family. And so I got back on the program, and I really changed my habits, and it felt amazing. Quickly, I lost the weight. That was predictable. I knew that was going to happen. And I ended up losing 71 pounds this time in a matter of 5 months. 71 pounds. That to me was incredible. And again, I wasn't 100% on this program, but I took it seriously. It was my priority. I really leaned into everything this program had to offer. And I really felt good. I started my business. I started coaching people, and I knew that through coaching, there was more accountability, there was more people that I was helping. And losing that 71 pounds was the Kickstarter to this journey that we all would love to be on, called optimal health. Right? That's what we want. We want optimal health. So my physical transformation came before my my mindset transformation, to be quite honest. Just when I thought things were going good for me and I started my business, I had lost 71 pounds. I had a better outlook on life. My life got dumped on its head. And, my marriage ended up failing. And it put me into a bit of a tailspin, because the life I was trying to set up for myself and my family was no longer possible. It was not the plan anymore. It was not what was in the works for me. That time had ended in my life, and I needed to put myself back together. And I would not have been able to do that without some of the most amazing people in my life who've been there for me every single day. When I'm struggling, when I'm stumbling, when I'm winning, and some days are hard and some days are easy. But the lessons I'm learning are immeasurable. And I think the biggest thing for all of us to take away is, when we are looking for transformation, is that it's really all in how we respond to our events. That's it. It's how we respond to things. In my situation, moving forward with life on my own and my two kids, who I split custody with, they mean the absolute world to me. Those kids are my legacy, and what I want to bring up to be just amazing little men. And so it's important for me to show up for them every single day. And my biggest struggle has been to show up for people that need me every single day. It is not easy. Old habits come back. But they are not just the kids, but the people that matter to me, the people that are in my life, the people that I need to show up for. It's how I respond to it every single damn day. And I don't always do that. And it's a sad fact to admit. So how do we respond to things in a more appropriate way? What do we do? How do we do that? This program has given me the tools to really break things down. Recently like I said, I've been in a very hard spot to be in, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And I humbled myself before God, and I asked him just to break me down, show me my flaws, show me the way to overcome those flaws. What am I setting my life up for? Where's my future? And I think that's mostly what God's trying to show me right now in this transformation, is not so much of your past, but your future. And so our transformation, we always talk about where we were and where we are. Oh, I was this way and now I'm this way. Or I, had that stinking thinking and now I'm positive and no more Debbie Downer. I'm above the line. But what now? That's great for today, but what about in the future? And I think what we can't get past is, or is hard for me to get past, is that I hear the voices in my head telling me, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve something good. You don't, it's going to fail again. You're going to fail. You can't keep this up. You're going to do the wrong thing. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to make the wrong move. And those voices will always be with you unless you have a direction and you know how to quiet those voices. So our responses to those voices are what matter the most. I implement something called Stop, Challenge, and Choose. It's something from this program, and it's a very simple concept. When there's an event that happens, when there's a choice to be made, when there's two roads you can choose, you have to stop. You have to challenge yourself. And then you have to choose which road to take, which way to go. When you challenge yourself, you think about, what are your goals? What is it that matters the most to you? What is your why? And Leah asked earlier, what was my why? Of course, my why was my family. Right? I mean, can anybody relate to that? That your why for doing important things in your life is your family? If you can, put a 1 in the chat. Just let me know if you're there, and if your family is the most important to you, and that's what you do. But as I said earlier, it's like an evolving rebirth for me. And my family wasn't what my family was, right? The dynamic of it has changed. But I held on to that, right? I held on to the idea of my family, even though the dynamic had changed. And so what I started to attach myself to was the people that were involved in that. Let me see if I can get this out correctly. I didn't so much need to detach from the idea of my family being my why, but the dynamic of what it was, because it's not that anymore. And when we attach ourselves to ideas or people in our life, or ideas that no longer serve us, or that are not part of our goals, we're going to stay behind. We're going to get left in that spot, and we're not going to be able to move forward in life. And that has been, along with not showing up, my biggest hurdle in my transformation and moving forward, is I'm stopping myself and getting attached to things that don't serve me. They did at one point, and people that are attached to those ideals, I now need to detach from, because those ideals are still in me. They're still what I want. They're still my why, but it's just going to look different. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Your why can stay the same, but the people that are attached to that why can change. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? So moving forward in my life, that's where I need to be. Physical health, my spirituality, my family. But it's just going to look different from here on out. It's not going to be what it was before. It's not going to look like what it was. It's going to be different. That's how I move forward. I've let down some people in my life. And I've lost some people in my life. And I've lost some people in my life because I've been stuck in the past, holding on to those ideals and the people that were attached to those ideals. So stop, challenge, and choose. I'm at the point where I've stopped and I'm challenging myself. Where do I want to go from here? What does my future look like? And I have to make the choice. And these aren't hard. I mean, they're not easy choices. We don't have easy street all the time, you guys. It's not whether or not to pick up the Twinkie or the broccoli, or do I go out to dinner, or do I stay home and cook dinner? That's an easy stop, challenge, or choose when you got goals. The hard ones are letting go of those ideals that you once thought were so important, and the people that were attached to them are so important. But everybody moves on. Everybody moves forward. And if you don't, you're not going to move forward. Yes, create the new. And that's what it is. It's create the new. It's create the new life for you. It's create the new relationship for you. Create the new business for you. Wow, I'm so glad I have my water here. That's right. And Stephanie says you have the tools and support and want to do it. It's most importantly your faith, and that's the truth. When my faith obviously has been shaken by everything with my divorce and moving forward and new relationships and failed relationships. But God's always there, and he's always there for us, and he's working all things for the good of those who love him. And by that, he's working all things. I don't know what it means. I don't know what things he's working for me. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. But he is working all things, and when things might not seem like the good, he's still working things. It's still a puzzle. It's still pieces. Sabrina says, God shows everyone there's a path. It's our choices that determine the pace to get to a destination. Our path may veer off to get there, but it's the branches and the obstacles along the way where the lessons lie, and where our best selves can be born. And that is the truth. The hard choices aren't straight and clear, right? It's not a clear path. There's branches. Look, here's a small path to go off this way. And we will easily get veered off if we don't have our why. And that's one thing you hear a lot of us saying is our why. Why? You've got to establish your why. And at church the other day, the first thing the pastor opened up with was, if you lose your why, you lose your way. There it is. You lose your why, you lose your way. You lose your way, for sure. So we need to keep that why. And I don't think my why should change. It's still for my family. It's still for a comfortable future. It's still for fulfillment in life. Raising those boys to be just incredibly strong and resilient and smart, focused. Andrea says, what you're saying makes sense. Thank you. As it was coming out, I'm not so sure if this is making sense. And everything you're going through is putting you on a path you were destined for. Thank you. I appreciate your words. Stephanie, breakthrough comes from messy stuff. Your mess is your message. Your mess is your message. That's the funny thing. is that's why I had to get on here today and just be open and honest with myself, with my situation. I've kept it very, I mean, it's not everybody's business what I'm going through and what it needs to know, but it's me and it's authentic. It's who I am and what I'm going through. And if this can help anybody, then I'm gonna want to help them. Oh, Henrik says, hey man, you're one of the kindest and best persons I've ever met. I bet you're one kick-ass dad, and I'm sure your boys couldn't ask for a better dad. I miss you, man. Oh, thank you, Henrik. Henrik, my Swedish friend. I met Henrik over 20-some years ago, and awesome dude, kick-ass snowboarder, swing dancer, kickboxer, European kickboxing champion. But he lives in Sweden. But I thank you for your words. But anyway, you guys, we don't want to lose our way. We don't want to lose our why. And that's where my future lies. It lies in my why. It doesn't lie in the people that were associated with that. And, I'm not talking about specifics here. I'm not talking about one thing. Okay? I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about our life evolving. I'm talking about our life changing. When it veers off, the branches, like Sabrina was saying, the things that try to distract us. If we can stay focused and not have those voices in our head that tell you you're going to fail again at this relationship, you're going to hurt somebody again. If we can have a little bit of time to reflect on ourselves and self-realization and just break ourselves down to see our flaws and to see where we go wrong, life will get easier for us. I'm going to be stronger because of this. Once I was told that every choice you make can either make a situation better or worse. It's that simple. That's it. You go left or you go right. You pick A or you pick B. 1 or 2. Whatever choice you make, it's either going to help or hurt. And that's where, again, going back to stop, challenge, and choose, that's what helps us. It helps us choose what is the right thing. But we have to know what we want. We have to know where we're going. And when I say we have to know where we're going, it's like driving a car, looking forward. Don't try doing it. I'll preface it with don't actually do this, but try driving your car by looking in the rearview mirror and having your hands on the rearview mirror and steering your car. Does that work? No, you're going to run right off the road because you're looking in the past. You don't live there anymore. You're not defined by your worst moments. You're not defined by your best moments. Your life is not a highlight reel, and your life is not your worst mistakes. But looking forward, knowing your destination, where you want to go, hands on the steering wheel, controlling where you're going to go, controlling your emotions, controlling your responses, your decisions. That's all on you. So respond accordingly. If it doesn't serve you, get the fuck out. If it does, keep it in your life. It's going to help you get to where you want to go. Johnny says, you have a huge support group that has your back. You are one of the most genuine and real people I know. Keep your chin up. Buddy, old pal. Thank you, Johnny. I will keep my chin up. You guys, This is my story, but this is not written in the book is not closed. I feel better already just airing out some of this. I want you to know who I am authentically. I want you to know that I have an amazing support system and I have amazing tools to reach optimal health. And, you know, I want you to know that I'm a human and I make mistakes and I don't do things correctly all the time. I want you to know that I'm able to correct my ways. I want you to know that if I caused you pain, it isn't because I meant to. If I hurt you, it's not because I wanted to. I'm learning. I'm learning myself. I'm learning the right way to go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the people that I never showed up for. I'm sorry for the people that I let down. But I'm learning. I'm learning to be a better me every day. And that is exciting. That is exciting because I don't have to live in yesterday. I don't have to live in those places where I was the big failure. I don't have to live in those places where I made the mistakes. I don't have to live there anymore. I have the tools to keep me on the right path. I have my God. I have this program. I have the knowledge to stop, challenge, and choose. To not buy the Oreos, but to buy something healthy at the store. I have the knowledge to stop myself, respond correctly and appropriately to the people I love, and show up for them correctly. And I don't have to just react out of anger. I don't have to react out of being scared. Stop, challenge, and choose the path that is going to serve you. I can't say it enough. It's a simple concept that is so hard to do all the time. You guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. My future is bright. My goals are strong. And my faith is a rock. And that will not be broken. So everybody, I want to tell you, I love you. You guys helped me immeasurably today by just being here. As always, when I end these broadcasts, these streams, if you're curious about this program, you can contact me. You can contact any of the wonderful coaches that we've had on here. We would love to talk with you and meet you where you are. Share yourself authentically. Authentically, it's freeing. It is extremely freeing to be authentic. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to posture. You don't have to lie about who you are. You don't have to hide things. We would love to hear your authentic story and meet you where you're at and help you. Because together we are better. I appreciate you guys. Everybody, thank you for your wonderful comments. Stay strong. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I love helping people. So let's do this together. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I'm glad I didn't drink my entire glass of water during this. We'll see you next time.